You know that feeling when you're just staring up at the night sky and you just wonder? Or maybe you're watching a tiny bug on the sidewalk and you think, how does that even work? Well, today we're going to dive into the amazing power that's hiding behind all those moments, the power of asking a question.
And it all kind of starts right here. I mean, just look at this image. It's practically buzzing with things to be curious about. We've got rockets, chameleons, the sun, ancient history. It's this perfect visual feast of stuff that just makes you wonder. And it's the perfect launch pad for what we're talking about today.
You know, every single thing in that picture, really every discovery, every single invention in human history, it all starts with this one simple three-letter word: why. It's literally the engine of all understanding. It's the starting pistol for every great race to find an answer.
I mean, really think about it for a second. We see rockets launch and it looks cool, right? But have you ever really stopped to think about the insane, mind-bending force it takes to just break free from our entire planet's gravity?
Or what about something as simple as a magnet? It's this invisible force that we've all played with since we were kids, and honestly, it feels kind of like magic. So what's actually going on there? It's these really basic questions that end up sparking our greatest journey.
So let's start our journey right there with that little spark. Because you gotta remember, before any amazing discovery, before any textbook was ever written, there was just some person somewhere who had the courage to ask a question.
This is such a great way to picture it. A question isn't just a bunch of words, it's a key. And with that key, you unlock a doorway. And on the other side of that door is a whole new world of understanding, just sitting there, waiting for you to come and explore it.
Okay, so how about we walk through a few of those doorways together? We're going to take a little journey from the absolute vastness of outer space to the tiny, intricate details of life right here on Earth, and then all the way back through the halls of our own history.
First up, let's go for the big one. Let's look up. I mean, for as long as we have been human, we have stared at the night sky with this feeling of just total awe and wonder.
This has to be one of the first questions anybody asks when they look up. Just how many are there? Well, get this, the answer is absolutely staggering. Scientists estimate there are more stars in the universe than there are grains of sand on all the beaches on Earth. Just try to wrap your head around that for a second. And it all started with that simple question. Okay, so let's bring it a little closer to home. Our sun. We feel its warmth every single day. But why? Why is it hot? What is going on so deep inside its core that it creates this giant celestial furnace that's powerful enough to keep all life on our planet going? And here is where the scale just becomes completely mind-bending. Our sun feels enormous to us, right? A total giant. But when you put it in the context of our entire galaxy, it's just one tiny little spark among hundreds of billions of other stars. And that's just in the Milky Way. Now, this seems like a really simple question, but believe it or not, it's one that scientists still argue about. Asking what is a planet actually forced us to completely rethink our own solar system. It helps us figure out how to classify all the new worlds we're discovering and really what makes our own home, Earth, so incredibly special in this huge cosmic ocean.
Okay, so from the vast, quiet emptiness of the cosmos, let's zoom all the way back in right here to our home. This one single, vibrant world that is absolutely teeming with life in every single shape and form you can possibly imagine.
The sheer diversity of life on this planet is just wow. On one hand, you've got something like a T-Rex, this massive, powerful predator from a completely lost world. And then on the other, you have the fragile, intricate beauty of a butterfly. How in the world did they both come from the exact same tree of life?
And life has found the most incredible ways to survive, hasn't it? I mean, how can an animal just change its color? Asking that simple question opens up this whole amazing world of adaptation and camouflage. Everything from chameleons using these specialized cells in their skin to octopuses that can manipulate their own skin texture to become practically invisible. It's amazing. All right, so from the natural world, let's turn that curiosity back on ourselves. Because history isn't just some boring list of dates and names, right? It's the grand, messy, unfolding story of all of us. And it's filled with questions about who we were and who we are today. What was daily life really like back then? Forget about the kings and the battles for a second. What did people eat for breakfast? What did their cities smell like? What did they hope for? It's by asking these really human questions that we start to bring the past back to life. Just look at the journey we've been on. We went from building massive temples completely by hand to building skyscrapers with giant machines. We went from fighting each other with swords to exploring the stars with rockets. How did we make that incredible leap? Simple.
We kept asking questions, and we never stopped looking for the answers.
So, we've journeyed through space and nature and time, and it was all powered by questions. But this isn't just about the past. What's the big takeaway here? What does the power of asking why really mean for our future?
You know, I think Einstein really hit the nail on the head. It's not always about getting the answer right away. Sometimes just the act of being curious, of just wanting to know, that has its own value. It's a fundamental part of who we are as people.
So, why does it matter so much to stay curious? Well, because it's the fuel for literally everything. It's how we discover new things. It's how we begin to understand each other a little better. It's the very first step to solving our biggest problems, making the world a better place, and, it's just how we keep learning and growing every single day of our lives.
If there's one thing you take away from all this, let it be this. Every single piece of technology you use, every medical cure we rely on, all of it, it started with some person, somewhere, who had the courage to just ask why, or maybe what if.
So, we're going to leave you with this one final thought. This journey of discovery, it never, ever ends. There are countless doorways still waiting to be unlocked. And guess what? You're holding the key. It's your curiosity. The only question left is, what are you going to ask next?